Let me sit next to you and I'll tell you what we're looking at here.
This is 111.
Yeah, this is 111 is over here.
Okay.
And this is the other. This is that access road.
Yeah, you cross the bridge. You cross the road.
Yeah. Well, we're already crossed it. See, 111's over here, so we're already crossed it. So check this out. There's the liquor. There's the liquor store right there. With the guy.
This time I didn't bring glasses.
Can you see it though?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't see a big man.
That's a big man right there.
Okay.
You see it okay? You want to bring it closer?
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now, as we're going down this way, we're on the access road that you drew a map for.
Going south. You're going south.
And we're going south, and the railroad tracks are right here.
Yes.
Okay. And we kind of filmed for like a mile or two. And there's some buildings, some houses on each side.
There's one house on the right-hand side with some palm trees.
I think we were just testing to make sure it worked.
No. Someone on the side of the street.
There was people waving to us as we were driving by, a lot of farm workers and stuff. It's a pretty good video, huh?
Yes.
Bringing back some memories?
Yes. I think there used to be a house on this side. There's a little curve.
Do you remember that curve?
See, I passed through
Yeah.
the tank.
That water tank, was that there?
No, I don't remember the water tank. I think there's a house on the other side.
Kind of hard to see. Did that house look familiar at all?
It was a smaller house.
Let me move your stuff here real quick. Let me put that on pause for a second. Okay, that house is this.
Mm-hmm.
See if any of this same house, just a different site. Looks like they did some renovations, some add-ons here. Looks like it was really small at one time.
The house didn't used to have that fence in there.
Did not used to have the fence.
Yeah.
That's the back side of it. There's a couple more pictures. But these are probably the best ones of that particular house.
Mm-hmm.
Does any of that look familiar, or I mean, familiar that that's just you just remember that particular house, or familiar that this is where the murder took place?
It took more over there, but I don't see that little house.
It's not this house.
No.
The video keeps going.
It is on that side of the road, though?
Yes. The railroad tracks on the back.
Do you think we've gone too far down the road now?
I think you did too far. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been down there?
I passed one time on the night when I was going to Mexicali.
It's changed a lot, huh?
See. You're getting speed.
Hmm?
Going faster.
Oh, well, yeah, though. It's hard when it's on the bushes. Does it make your eyes hurt? It's making my eyes hurt looking at it.
See. Things change a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's about 5 miles already, huh?
No, that's only about a mile or two.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're making signals, huh?
What's that?
Signals?
Yeah.
I can't see the video. I have to entertain myself over here. Is it all the way down to the end already?
No.
No. But 5 more minutes.
It was about 5 minutes of each direction.
Did you find that date I made that statement? On that?
On your sister's case?
Yes.
Have I found the date?
Yes.
I found the date?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because-
we have all the reports from the original case.
Okay. Because I went over there. Can I know the date that I went?
To the police station?
Yes.
Can I know where these guys are buried?
Well, I'm gonna find it anyways. I'm gonna find them. I don't care if I have to pay my sister to go and get the report for me.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to release any reports right now because
No.
it's an open homicide case. You're talking about the murder of your sister, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
There's a hold on all reports because, and there has been since 1978 because of the we don't release reports on an active case because then somebody who might have did it could get a copy of the report and find out some stuff about what we were looking at. So that's one way, but check this out. Let me show you. We're going to do another video, and it's the same street. It's just going the other way now. So we turned around, and now we're starting way down south and working our way up, so we could get
No,
the other side of the
not
road.
on the other side.
You want to watch this or no?
No.
Okay.
Mm.
Lots of orange groves on the other side.
Yeah.
Let me put this up here real quick. Mr. Martinez, I know we've already
Read my rights.
read your rights, but I'm going to read them again just to be careful, so that way we're not in a situation where anybody could be upset that we're talking. Okay? You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer, have him present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You cannot afford to hire a lawyer. One will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish one. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand each of the rights I've explained to you?
Yes.
Excellent. Here's the thing. Is this a matter of you're gonna tell us where they're at, just not right now? Is that what this is a matter of? Maybe somewhere down the road, somewhere into the future.
Probably.
Okay. So, is there no chance right now that we'll be able to? Because have you thought about? Let me put this to you this way. Have you thought about the possibility that the 3 guys that you killed in retaliation for your sister's murder, have you ever thought of the possibility that it wasn't them?
I'm sure they were them. I'm
Mhm.
sure one of them were them.
Because when I was here last and we talked, you never really told me anything that would convince me that it was them.
With all my respect, okay. I don't want to disrespect you or nothing
Right.
like
No.
that. Okay.
And I hope I'm not
Um,
disrespecting you either.
yes.
I'm not trying to.
I don't care. They don't find them.
Mhm.
Okay, they done something to my family, and they pay the punishment.
Okay.
Okay, and I think you would do the same thing if you were in my shoes and something happens to your family like that.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think I might,
Okay.
because I am that kind of person. But my question, I guess, is that is if somebody had told me in hindsight, like in reflection, 20 or 30 years later, like, hey, is there a possibility, have you ever thought about the fact that it might not have been them? I could self-reflect and go, well, I thought I had these reasons to believe it was, and they were good reasons at the time, but now that I think about it, and the only reason why I'm saying this is that I would hate to just take the investigation into your sister's homicide and just put it on a shelf never to be looked at again because somebody, you or brother, had said, don't worry about it. The guys, I did my own kind of like searching around. I did my own little investigation. I figured out that they were responsible. I killed them. Case is closed. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? That's a tough pill for me to swallow, to just take the case and just put it back on the shelf where it's been for 20, 25 years, because it was looked at for the first like 5 or 6 or 7, 8 years. But to be honest with you, nobody's done anything in 20 years with it.
I know.
And I think that's kind of sad.
Mm.
But Riverside County is a really big county. Not to make excuses, we have 1,000, unsolved cases that we're trying to work our way through right now, and try and find resolution for as many as we can. And I have this case, and of your sister's death, and just to never have resolution, because I can't put in a report why it is that you believe that it was 3. I can't make a connection, and if I could make that connection, I could close her case. And not only that, I could also potentially close a case of 3 other people that were killed, and the house where the poker game was on, of 3 that we may or may not know of. And that's why I'm trying to reach out to you, and that's our purpose of coming here and speaking to you, is to try and bridge that gap. And to just take your sister's case now, and this is the case folder, and just put it back on a shelf and nobody's going to look again, because nobody will look at it again, for a really long time. If I just say, you know what, I talked to Mr. Martinez, he was very nice, he wrote us a letter, he talked to us about a bunch of cool things, he's just at this point not prepared to speak to us, it's literally going to go until a point where that comes, if we decide that there's not much more we can do. But if you could give me more information about these guys and your involvement in their homicide, maybe I could uncover something in all of this that you didn't know that would strengthen the fact that they did kill your sister. Maybe I could find some people that are outside of custody that would say, yes, these 3 guys that died, they told me that they killed this girl back in 1978. And maybe I could be able to close that case. I don't know. Does that make sense to you at all, or?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Is it? But I guess I go back to my original question. Are you just not going to share any information with us that's going to help us?
Not today. Not anymore. Yeah.
When do you think that'll be?
Anytime. I got a lot of stress right now.
Mm-hmm.
My public defender, she even got mad. She told me not to be talking to nobody.
Okay.
Yeah.
But honestly, Mr. Martinez, what do you have to lose? How would this change anything? I mean, you've got cases
A lot of paperwork.
A lot of paperwork, but not paperwork you have to worry about.
Yes.
You've got Alabama, you've got Florida, you've already talked about other states that you're going to be going to.
Yeah.
It's not like you're a free man right now.
No.
Kind of accepted how things are right now and how they're probably going to stay for the rest of your life. I'm trying to understand, why is it that it's like pulling teeth when this essentially is, you say you've killed those men. Until we know who those men are the only lead we have for your sister's case. So you can't ask us to try and do something on your sister's case, but not give us information so that we can do what we can possibly do to figure out who those men were. Whether you ever get charged with their death or not, it's a pebble on a pile. You know what I'm saying? You've done plenty of things that you've admitted to and you've come to terms with and you've talked about it. So if you want to talk with us, we'd love to hear it. But if you can't help us with this, it's directly telling us you're not going to help us with your sister's case. We just want to make sure you're aware of that. So if you send us a letter in a month and say, I've got some information, our sergeant's going to say, you've been down there and he doesn't want to talk to you. If this is some kind of a game, I'm not going to let you guys keep going. No, but we are here to talk with you. But our sergeant, he's our sergeant, So if we say, yeah, we could talk to him, Mr. Martinez will give us some information. Well, you've gone there and he didn't, so we've got other cases to worry about. So we have to convince our sergeant that this is something worth pursuing. We'd like to pursue it, but that key piece of evidence is up here with you. And unless you want to share some of that, you're tying our hands, and we're not going to get anywhere with your sister.
We just need a little more, because our bosses aren't going to let us come back up here again. And even if you write to us in a month or 2 or 6 months or a year and you say, hey, now I'm ready, I'm not so sure that they'll bite on that either, because my bosses think it's just a ploy to drag things out, or maybe to get you a trip down there, get you out of the custody situation for a little bit. If I go back with nothing more than what I had when I came here today, I can tell you that it's probably not going to go much further. And I know you reached out for a reason. I know that you wrote that letter for a reason, and I know you're saying it's because you wanted the date of your sister's death.
Yes, I just wanted a date when I was over there.
But you also, in that letter, did not need to put that you killed 3 people. You could have just kept that to yourself.
In order for you to believe that it really was.
But we still don't know if we can even believe that. Yeah. We want to believe that because I think you seem to know a lot about the area. You seem to have a reason to do it. But right now, anybody could tell us, hey, I just killed 3 people. You have to prove it to us. You have to prove it, which sounds ridiculous, but you've got to prove it, or we say no. Believe it or not, people confess to stuff like that. False confessions, we call them. They say they've done things, and they haven't done them. So although you may have, according to what you've written, a very interesting life, and you've been a very busy guy, and you've done some wild things, I don't know for sure that this is even true. You got to help us here.
Another thing, I was going to ask you, do you remember the year of the car that you found in Bombay Beach?
I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I'm sure it's in my
yes.
in my file
stack. It was
stack.
a kind of red car.
You're talking about the one that was found after the fact?
Yes. Or they found the car first, huh?
Right.
And then they found her body.
I'm not 100% sure, but you are talking about something that sounds familiar. Yes.
Okay.
Is that something that's important to you too? That you want to know the year of the car?
Yes, because they tried to make a movie out of my sister's death, and the guy wants to buy a car. Buy the car, same year car, and all that shit.
For the movie.
Yes.
They tried to make a movie before, or they want to actively now make a movie?
They want to actively now.
Okay. Is this the same person you were communicating with your manuscript?
See. Yes.
Okay.
I know it was a kind of red car. It was 70-something.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't remember the year.
So what about if you talk with this person of yours that you are communicating with, and don't you think that they would find it pretty interesting to be on the front end of like an expose, if you will, or a 2020 or a Nightline situation where they are helping, tagging along while you lead law enforcement to, the 3 people that were responsible for your sister's death? Don't you think that'd be something they'd really be interested in terms of a movie? I would think, right?
I know you ain't gonna convince me.
You know what I mean, though?
I guess. Yeah. No, not yet.
What is it? What's the trigger? What is in your mind that you want to wait for? I mean, and just be honest with me. Is it you want to wait for your conviction here, and then that would be a situation where now, hey, you're done here and ready to move on to another county system, and
yes,
maybe not go back to Alabama or not go back to...
They're gonna take me to Alabama for sure, because I'm registered over there. They keep sending mails over there. Okay. You check on the computer.
You're only facing life in Alabama, though, right? You're not facing... It wasn't a death penalty case?
No, not over there.
I got the paperwork here. It's going to be sad if something happens to you before we ever have that conversation. How old are you, Mr. Martinez?
52 years old.
52. You say you said your dad's deceased?
Yes.
How old was your dad when he passed away?
I remember because he died in Mexico, but he was condemned.
He was what?
He wasn't old.
He wasn't old.
Yeah, he was. I remember he said, yeah. This is the Alabama case here. And
This is the whole case?
yeah, the whole paperwork they sent me from over there.
Okay. And why?
Oh, yeah. It's not. They didn't give me the death penalty over there.
Oh, okay. This is describing the case with the guy that insulted your daughter.
Yes.
Was he your daughter's? Just curious. Was he your daughter's boyfriend, or no? Was a friend of your daughter?
He was a friend. It was a friend of my daughter.
Okay.
Because my daughter's living with his husband right now.
Why did you? Okay, this was the first time you were arrested for murder, right? This case?
See, yes.
Did they have you on anything other than you just admitting to it?
This is what happened. Okay. In 2013, in January 2013, I flew to Alabama for vacation.
Right.
Okay. I was over there visiting my daughter and my granddaughter.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I took 1 month out of the year for vacation when I was free, and the friend of my daughter told me, "Hey, there's some guy in Decatur and he wants you to collect money because I told him about you that you collect money from people."
Yeah.
Okay. And I told him, tomorrow take me with her so I can meet her. Okay. The next day came and he introduced me to Jose Reese. Okay. I went with Jose Reese to Milton. Okay. But I was talking all kinds of shit, and I wanted to know more about my daughter's friend. Okay. Because she wasn't with her husband no more. And they were in a fight. Okay. And I wanted to know more about Jaime Romero, my daughter's friend. And well, he told me nice things about him, and then he said bad thing about my daughter.
Mm-hmm. I remember you told me that.
That she was like a snitch because her husband was a lieutenant.
And he did it twice.
Yes. Oh man, I didn't kill him that day.
Mm-hmm.
That day I bought a car and I came to California. I dropped the car and I went back. And I went back and I talked to Jose Reese again. This time was Jaime with me. My daughter's friend was with me, and he said something bad. And he wanted to pee, and he got off, and I told him, well, they arrest Jaime. Okay? And while I was over there, he didn't say nothing. He was in jail. But as soon as he knew that I came to California, he snitched on me that I done it and all that shit. Right. There's a statement right there, all that thing he said.
And then your daughter told you to come back. You were in Mexico, and they told you to come back.
Okay, I came back because they were interrupting. They were questioning my granddaughter.
Yeah. So you come back and they interview you. Why not just deny it?
What?
Why not just deny that you did it?
When
they asked you about the crime, why did you confess?
Because they still had Jaime in there, and Jaime was telling him that I done it and I done it. Okay. And
because you were accused of being involved in murders before in California, and they brought you in and they hooked you up to a lie detector and they told you were a liar and tell us the truth, and that time you didn't confess. I'm just curious, how come this?
Because Alabama, I knew I was going to get away.
But in Alabama, you didn't think you'd get away?
No, because there was eyewitness behind me. Yeah. For example, you're in jail. You didn't know nothing that I was going to kill Jose Reese. But you're going to get out of jail. You're going to say Martinez done it. Martinez done it.
Yeah.
I saw him. He shot him in the head. So they're going to believe you.
Yeah.
And when I went back there, uh, they got me crossing the border
Mm-hmm.
because I told my daughter I was going to go to Alabama to talk to the investigators over there. Let's see what the fuck they want. But when I got over there and I said, man, I saw my daughter crying, and I told him, Jaime's still in jail? Yes, she's still in jail. So you know what? I did it. So they let Jaime go. As soon as I told them I done it,
Mm-hmm.
they let you go. The same day.
Mm.
Yes, that's what happened.
Okay, I was just curious. So regarding the three guys that you killed in the poker game in Mecca back in was it 1978? I think we were talking about. Do you want to talk to me about? I know you don't at this point want to tell me where they're at until you're prepared to. But do you want to? Are you willing to talk to me a little more about how the murders happened, particularly the day of, how they were shot, how you buried them, which I'm also having a time with because you told me that you weren't from the area, so you weren't worried about getting caught. How you had told me before how you did your jobs. You know,
Yeah.
you could just walk into a bar and kill somebody because nobody's ever seen you before.
Exactly.
But you know, walk into this poker game that's in the house and you kill them. Why not just leave them there? Why go through the trouble of burying them? Because nobody knows you were there. And you could just got on the 111. There's not a cop for hours. You probably wouldn't have seen a cop till Palm Springs. And just
No.
be gone.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I know where you live. I'll tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
When you're working alone, when you go alone in a train, you can do the way you want to do it.
Right.
Okay? Nobody knows. But when you got somebody else with you, and he's done it the first time, he's so nervous and all that shit, and let's bury them and things like that. I'll tell you something. Goodness. This man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This man, it wasn't killing that part. Okay.
You said killing him wasn't that hard?
No, it wasn't in this area here.
Oh, it wasn't in this
You
area.
dumped
Okay.
him there?
Okay, yeah. Okay. I worked with two other guys when this happened.
Who's this?
His is Raul Gonzalez. Okay. This guy was money. We picked him in early mark. Mhm. We picked him in early mark. And he said something bad about some stupid shit and took my gun and I shot him inside the car in the leg. Then my friend stopped and he tried to run away from me. In the middle of the trees, no houses or nothing around there. Let me tell you what happened. Uh, I shot him. I cut up to him. I stabbed him, and I shot him. Okay. Well, I didn't shot him no more because my fucking gun jammed. Okay. We loaded him on the trunk of the car, and we took him from point B to point A. Because the mother's stupid, they were nervous. And I said, what is the fucking purpose? We're driving 30 miles, man, with a dead body.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What if you get stopped?
Exactly.
You get out and run.
But, like I tell you, I wasn't alone.
Right.
If I would have been alone, if I would have been alone, I would leave him there. Okay. All the people that I killed around Risco, they were 2 miles from my house. 2 miles this way, 2 miles this way, 2 miles this way. I killed this motherfucker 3 miles away from my house, and I took him from Rich Grove all the way to Portersville. About
Portersville?
35 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I dragged them out of it.
That wasn't your choice. That was your
That
partner's
wasn't.
choice.
That was the mother's stupid fool choice. Yes. I dragged them out from the trunk, and I pulled them, and we threw them on the other side of the fence wire. So when you're working alone, you do it whatever you want to. Yes.
So that day, though, you were working with your cousin.
With another guy. Yes.
You said cousin. I'm just
Yes.
repeating. Whatever.
Uh-huh.
Whatever his name was. So was it your decision or his decision to pull him out and bury him? His decision?
His decision.
His decision.
Yes.
How did you bury him? With your hands?
No. They had shovels in there. It's a little house outside Mecca or whatever.
Did you bury them all in the same hole?
Yes, it took us hours to make fucking holes.
Everybody got their own hole, or they all went in the same hole?
No, they're on the same fucking hole.
One on top of each other?
Yes.
Were they wearing clothes or no?
Huh?
Did you guys take their clothes off, or were they
No.
wearing clothes?
No.
I just mean to get rid of blood evidence or anything. So they were still wearing their clothes.
Yes. I think that they knocked the house down, okay? I think they knocked the house down. Because it was close to the first house.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Was it before when you were coming down the curve, before or after?
After the curve.
After the curve and
Yes,
after the house.
because when you cross the road cracks, there's a house. The house, but before they used to have the fence outside.
So before the water tank or after the water tank when you're going down the
I
road?
think after the water tank.
That big open field?
Yes.
But those photos that you showed you, definitely not that house. I think
No.
it's been added on. You know what I'm saying? Add-ons over the years. So I think maybe 30 years ago it was much smaller. Looks-wise, just from does it at all look like the house?
The distance.
The distance.
Yes.
Do you remember a guy named Fred Mariano?
Mariano? I know a lot of people from Mecca.
Do you remember that name?
It recalls me something on my mind. Macario?
I don't know. Macario?
Yes. Or Mariano.
Mariano.
I don't know.
Do you remember somebody who was writing your sister in jail?
I don't remember his name. True. Okay. I should have brought you my letter so you can see.
Well, your sister was a younger girl.
Yes.
Do you remember an older man? And I don't mean old as in elderly. I mean older than her. So somebody about your age now, back then. Do you remember her being involved with anybody like that? I don't mean
yes.
involved romantically. I mean involved like it sounds like she was just. He might have had some interest, but it sounds like
yes,
she was just hanging around.
Okay.
Maybe getting help, assistance.
I used to live in Mexicali. Okay, and my sister was beautiful. Okay, I mean white. She looked like a white girl, kind of wild girl too. Okay, and I got two sisters. Okay, she's my half sister. Okay, first of all, she's my half sister. Cecilia is my half sister. Her father is my father, but we grew up together. Okay. When we used to live in Mexicali, she used to date this man from Mecca. Okay, he was old. Okay, and I went and told my dad about it. Okay, I heard that. I told my dad, "Hey, Dad, I think the girls want to go to a show because there's some fools waiting for them in the theater." But that was about when I was 10 years old. Okay, something like that. Yeah, but I knew that she was looking at some older man from around there, Mecca, California.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know the other old man's family. Yes.
Which other old men?
The one.
The one I'm talking about?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes, I think the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Was the man that you're saying that your sister was interested in, that you told your dad that she was going to the movies and is that Fred Mariano, or are we talking about two different guys?
I think it's another guy.
Another guy? Okay. These guys that were these three guys that you killed in the poker game. Do you remember if you shot where you shot him at?
No.
You don't remember if they got? Did you do the shooting or did your cousin do the shooting?
I did the shooting.
Do you remember if they got shot in the head or if they got shot in the?
Not in the head.
Not in the head.
No.
In the stomach or chest? Lots of times each one or just once?
I don't remember.
Did they...
Like this guy. When you're killing somebody, this motherfucker got stabbed 30 times.
Okay.
And
By who?
by me.
By you?
See,
Who are we talking about?
the same guy.
Is this Ruiz?
Who?
No.
No. This is guy from earlier. I only got one paperwork from my 9 murders from here.
Uh-huh.
This is from this county.
Who is this?
The same guy right through here. This guy.
Oh, it's the same guy. Okay.
Yeah. But here's Snake and they're doing the autopsy in there.
Oh, okay.
See?
What does that mean? Is that a calendar?
No. Well, that time he got stabbed.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're telling why'd you want to point that out to me?
Because you don't when you're doing something like that, you don't put attention where you're shooting at.
Mm-hmm.
It happens from here to that wall over there. Okay. Kick the door and dun 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 dun. Somebody steps right there. Dun 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 dun. They are right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No one tried to run? Was it that fast? There's 3 of them. No one saw you come in and started to try and run out a door or get up? No dogs on the property?
No dogs on the house. We didn't park the car in front of the house. We went walking. Yes.
What was next to the house? You talked about...
Fields. Yes. Fields. Like I said, we had all the time in the world to do a kind of thing.
How far from the house is where you buried him? Was it across the street? Was it 10 feet off the patio? You know what I'm saying? How close to the house?
Far. About from here all the way, I think to the little sidewalk that we passed.
Why drag him out that far? How come not just right outside the...
Because of soil. Soil.
And where'd you get the shovels?
On the back of the house.
Inside or outside the
Outside.
house, in the backyard?
Inside the house. Outside the house. This is what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is my plan. From here, I'm going to go to Florida. Okay. When I'm in Florida, if I don't like Florida, I'm going to write you back and tell you I'm ready to talk. Okay.
But
this is the location where the guy says. And then,
but you're putting a lot of faith in the fact that I'm going to be interested in doing that.
If we can find these bodies, and then you write us later and say, I want to come talk to you about it, then
You'll
here.
definitely come back.
If we don't have these bodies, Mark Sargent's going to say, nope,
We're
not
bringing
gonna
you back
happen.
from Florida.
so this is kind of it.
yes,
Jose, we need to speak now.
so what you want to know?
Nothing moves fast. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're gonna be
You
here
want
a
me
while.
to draw a map and tell you where they're at? Or?
Well, you drew us a map already, and I showed you a video and pictures of pretty much the whole street. Are you saying the only way you think is if you were physically there?
Probably, yes.
But you're also telling me you're not ready to do that right now.
Exactly.
But what I'm trying to communicate to you is that let's say you go to Florida. How long do you think it's going to be till you go to Florida? Like 6 months, 2 years?
No. I'm gonna plead guilty here, so
Okay.
they can move me. Right now, they're gonna go throw me back to my cell, and I don't know when I'm gonna be back. Okay.
What are you facing sentence-wise here in California?
Here.
Yeah.
Death penalty.
Okay. Well, you can't plead guilty.
What? No.
No.
That mean I cannot go and say I want to plead guilty to all my charges, sir?
On a death penalty case, no.
No. Okay. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Right.
And
And then there's automatic appeals, and it's a very long process. But I get what you're saying. You want to move it up as quickly as possible so you can go to Florida. But what I'm trying to tell you is that let's say that happens and you leave here and you go to Florida, and then you write me and say, hey, I'm willing to come tell you. At this point in time, my boss is not going to approve it because I don't have anything more than just, if I was to find bodies now and you weren't able to talk about it and I wasn't able to put a case on you about it, and bring charges, and then you went to Florida, then maybe if you're willing to come back and talk, yeah. I mean, we could probably make that happen. But you know what I mean? I absent that, I don't think I have to come up with some real proof for them. As a matter of fact, they're not going to let me come back up here. They're not going to have me bring you from out of state. As a matter of fact, if I was to go back and say, hey, he's ready to show me right now where bodies are, I don't even know if they'll approve that. But maybe.
they're gonna bring me back. Okay.
Other counties might bring you back.
This county is gonna bring me back.
Tulare County is going to bring you back?
Yes.
Why do you think so? Is there?
Because I got 3 bodies buried close to my house. Okay.
How many?
3 more.
3?
That they haven't talked to you about yet?
Oh yes, they talked about me, but they've been assholes with me. I'm sorry for my language, but
No, it's okay.
like I told you, remember I told you when I got here, they didn't want to take me to my cell. They wanted to take me over there. They know about it, but they want to know exactly what they're at. Okay. And I know they're gonna bring me back.
And not to make excuses for them because, I can't speak for other
Counties.
yeah, and the way that they treat people, and you're a person and you decide how you want to be treated. But, I mean, you got to understand from sitting on this side of the table and put yourself in my shoes or their shoes, they've got, they've got a lot going on and they've got a job to do. And, things are happening now, real life. Right now, there was incidents that happened this weekend, homicides that they're working on. And they want to just try and move through things, and sometimes you might feel mistreated, but in reality all they're trying to do is they don't want to be drug along, they don't want to be played games with, they want to just, let's get this all out, let's figure it out, help us out type of thing. And I think people get frustrated when that happens, and that might have been where you felt you were mistreated. But I don't think everybody I've talked to here has been really nice. I don't think anybody purposely tried to mistreat you. So I just wanted to say that they seem really nice to me, they've been really helpful. But
I know you're a cop. That's why.
But isn't there a difference between a cop on the street, who both me and my partner both were one prior to doing investigations, and I've treated people badly before. I've said some things I shouldn't have said to people on the street. I made some quick judgments of people that I probably shouldn't have, or said some things that were rude and discourteous that I probably shouldn't have. But with maturity and with time on comes the fact that you realize that people deserve to be treated a certain way.
Yes.
And you'll catch more honey, or catch more flies with honey than vinegar, right?
Yes. Lieutenant from here, there was this...
Was a real jerk in Alabama?
Yes. Oh, man, he started yelling at me when I first... Why did you kill him for $2,000? And I said, don't come here yelling at me. I didn't call you. I didn't tell you to come over here. You know what? I don't want to talk to you no more, so please get out.
If anybody above the rank of a investigator or sergeant wants to talk to you, if it's a lieutenant or a captain, that probably should be flag number 1, that you might not get the best personality. You just know that going into it.
Yes.
You probably know now, but they're not the people that do our job. They're administrators.
And the other, Darrington, Detective Darrington,
Mm-hmm.
he told me, don't listen to him. Let's continue talking tonight.
I wonder if she got in trouble.
Oh, he walked to his car. Okay.
So she kicked him out?
Yes, I told him to get out of the interrogation room. Yeah. I never seen him here, but I saw him in the paper that I was a lieutenant. I got his name here.
That doesn't matter. Well, I hope your plan works out the way you want it to work out, but I'm not so sure it may. And I know you have a lot of choices here. So, I mean, I know you got some other states you have in mind. We talked about Washington and such. But, I mean, if all these cases, really, let's be honest, if all of these people that have died, and somebody dying is important. I don't want to minimize their death. But of all the cases, I personally think the very first one, the death of your sister and the subsequent revenge murder of the 3 people that killed her, is the most important out of all of them. And who's to say that you don't get back in that car and go back to jail and get hit by a bus on the way back to jail and we never get resolution? Or who's to say you don't have a heart attack tonight? Or who's to say you go to Florida and you write me and I say, you know what, I'm busy. I don't want to bring you back here to be made to look like a fool.
Okay. I give you my word that you're going to find them, okay?
You give me your word what?
I give you my word that you're going to find them bodies. Okay.
But what happens if you have a heart attack tonight?
No, I don't have a heart attack.
We don't want to wish anything on you, but you know strange things happen.
Okay,
I don't want to have a heart attack tonight either, but you know what? I could.
You be nice to me, and I know that you get some points when you open up a case, when you close, you find us.
I know you might think that way, but to be honest with you, and me and my partner both, we don't want anything. Okay, I'm being honest with you, with our department.
We get nothing.
If they told me tomorrow that I'm off the homicide team and I'm back working frauds, you wouldn't hear me complain one bit.
What
you
is
know
frauds?
Like
stealing money and
paperwork crime. You know, like writing bad checks and stuff. One of the lowest level things we could do. If they told me that I was, working Walmart thefts, you wouldn't hear me complain one bit. You know why? Because I get paid the same amount. And it would probably make my life a lot easier because I wouldn't be traveling to Visalia 5 hours away, and be driving out to the desert and doing all these big planning things. I wouldn't have to do that. The responsibility would be so low. I have no desires to promote within my organization. I don't want to be a sergeant or lieutenant. Being in homicide is one of the best assignments you could have in an entire department. I've been there, done that. At this point in my career, I don't look as old as I am, but I'm fairly old. I'm not looking to score points with anybody. I could care less, to be honest with you. And not to care less about this situation. I could care less what they think about me. Whether I come back and I walk you through the building with handcuffs, or I come back and go, hey, you know what? He didn't tell me anything. It doesn't matter to me. They may be pissed off, but I don't care. I don't care what they think. So no, to be honest with you, I get no points. I'm not looking for any points, and I'm not looking for a feather in my hat. I'm not looking to get on the news.
There's homicides every month.
I'm not. That's not what we're about.
Flavor of the moment.
I know every day there's homicides.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I know you're telling me I'll get it sometime, but not right now. And I just want an honesty, and that's the honest answer, and that's what I'm gonna relay back to my bosses. What I'm gonna write, and we're gonna leave it at that.
I don't want no money or nothing because a lot of people offer me money. There was this investigator that went all the way to Canoga Park.
Canoga Park?
Yes.
Yeah. See, LAPD will offer money.
Yeah.
Riverside County and I don't know
No
about Tulare
money.
County. There's no money. I have no money to offer you.
He went and told me, Jose Martinez, we're from Canoga Park, LAPD. Okay.
What did they offer you? 25,000?
No, 50,000.
50,000? That's true. They do that.
We give you $50,000 if you tell me who shot this man. If you know something about it.
Was it yours?
No.
No.
No. Okay. I'm sorry. No, I don't know. Canoga Park. No, I never did a crime in Canoga Park. Okay. We promise you we move your family from one county to another. We feed them for 6 months. Okay. And we pay their utility bills. And I cannot lie. It was because I don't feel comfortable. I don't know who did it. And I cannot say I done it because he's going to ask me a lot of questions, and I don't know.
Right. You're not going to take responsibility for something you didn't do.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm here asking you to help take responsibility for something that you did do, but also help me maybe close the death of your sister's, the investigation in your sister's death. But I've told you that.
Can you send me the dates that I went over there and the day they found her body? You help me, I'm gonna help you. Okay.
I have a feeling if I was to open up this casebook and share everything with you, that I may never hear from you again.
No, I just want to know the date that, because you don't know what day they killed her. I don't know what day they killed her.
Right.
Okay. But you know the day when they found her body, and you know the day when they found her car, and you know the date that I went and talked to the investigator over there.
There's a lot of details in this case file of things that not a lot of people know. You don't know. Me and my partner know.
Okay.
And the original investigators know, but not a lot of people know. There's so many things in this case file about your sister's death that you are unaware of, and I would have no problem if I could close her case, sharing all the details of it with you. But I can't until her case is closed.
Okay.
And there's things in there that I think you really would like to know. But
I just want to know those dates. Okay, that's it. Okay. The little things that I told you about that the dentist they identify her from her teeth, because my mom told me. My mother also told me that when they found her car, you guys were looking in the lake, because probably they threw her body on the lake. She told me that too. That's the only things I know.
But law enforcement's not going to share with anybody, including the mother of a murder victim, information that's sensitive to the investigation. We're only going to tell people what we think might benefit the investigation. We're not going to tell them the details, and some of those details might not be true, might be might have been told to her in error, might have been told to her falsely on purpose, might have been told to her, maybe they are true, but some of that stuff may not be true. I understand what you're asking me for. I think you understand what I'm asking you for.
Yeah.
And I think basically you're kind of at a point, and correct me if I'm wrong though, but you just don't want to go into much more detail about the death of those three men, and you don't want to give me any information about where they're buried.
Correct.
Okay. I respect that. There's nothing more that I can do.
Okay. I was gonna write you, because you took copies of all the paperwork.
I did take a copy, so we took it back to our.
Can you send those copies to this guy for me? You can take extra copies from the copies that you got.
I don't know if I can do that, because that's your personal stuff. I don't know who that person is. I can't just mail something to someone.
But I give you authorization.
Yeah.
Why can't you mail from your jail?
Okay.
I thought did you try? Because that's why you put attorney at law, right? Okay. And did they not send it?
They don't send it.
What about your mom, one of your visitors?
I cannot take nothing to my visiting room when I go up there. When I go up there, they open my mouth, they take my pants off, because they say I'm a very high risk inmate.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me. They're here. Let me ask them what they think.
See if there's some way to get that done. We're not trying to give you a hard time about it, but just.
Okay. No, your copies, so I can get the original one.
Yeah.
You got yours in.
We've got ours. He's put it in his file. Oh, Jose.
Yes.
You're not making this easy on us. You're making
it's gonna
it hard.
be easy.
It won't be easy, because we're looking at years down the road, and who knows where Dickie and I will be in 5 years if you come to us and say, hey, let's talk about this.
It's going to be 5 years.
It's going to be a report he's going to write. He's going to say, we went up and we saw Mr. Martinez 2 different occasions. He gave us some information, but was reluctant to give us any additional information. We went out to the area. We took some video. He was unable to pinpoint the area at this point in time. This is going to be open, suspended, which means nothing else is going to be done on it until someone comes across a
Riverside
grave.
is on 60? Highway 60?
Highway 60? Parts of it, yeah.
Riverside.
Yeah. Yep.
I know where San Bernardino is, and Perry's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all Riverside County.
The Riverside County?
West End. Yeah, not out to the desert. Not that far out. Yeah.
It's big county.
It's very big.
So where's the main jail at?
The main jail? Well, I guess that would be one's in Riverside. That's a big jail. Robert Presley Detention Center's in Riverside. There's one in Indio.
Yes.
There's one in Banning.
Okay.
And there's one down in Marietta.
Banning is where the animals at, huh?
Yeah, it's up by the hills and yeah.
In 10.
Yep.
That's where 60 and 10 up there.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, that's a big facility. Yeah, and the main one I would guess is Riverside. Well, I'm sorry we can't help you with Cecilia. How are her children?
Fine.
Yeah.
They're good. They're nice kids.
Yeah.
Very nice kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
All grown up with kids of their own.
Yes.
Yeah. Do they ask about their, grandmother? Her, the kids' mom?
My mother lives a few houses from them.
Yeah.
My mother. Yeah. But they stay with my other sister, the one they raised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough. Oh, okay. I hope you'll get some good news on that mail for you.
Oh, yes. This investigator keeps saying he's going to come, and he never comes.
Who is he? Is he the person it's addressed to, or someone else?
No, this is Pennsylvania. This is in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
I tried to mail it out, and they went through my paper, and they say that they will send it. They won't come.
Can you send? You have a public defender? Did you say?
Yes.
Can you mail it to them and ask them to do it?
She have to come and get it.
Did she come visit?
No. Because I keep asking them for the papers.
Yeah.
Yes. I send her. I needed her more because there's 9 more cases, and I told her I needed more, and she told me. I received your letter dated, for example, January 4th, and I know you want your copies. Okay? Your copies is over 1,000 pages long. It won't happen over a night. It's not going to happen over a week. And I don't think it's going to happen over a month. This happened about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Right or number.
Oh.
I was thinking I'm going to plead guilty so she can give me everything I want.
Well, you'll have to ask her about the pleading guilty.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. If they're truly seeking the death penalty, if that's going to mess up your plans, you better find that out sooner than later.
I got your cards right there.
Yeah.
I got your card next to your phone.
But Mr. Martinez, even if you call us later, we're not going to be able to come out. We had to ask about coming out again. They're like, well, if he didn't give you the information the first time, it's like, well, we took the video. It's been a while. I'm sure your memory is good.
Weeks.
It's very good,
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. But we're talking 30 years ago, so let's show some videos, some pictures. So to help familiarize yourself again with the area, maybe you can say yes or no, or this area or that area.
I sent you the letter and it took you 70 days to come back.
Yeah.
70 exactly days.
Yeah. It takes a while to get to us because it gets into the sheriff's department and people read it. People try to figure out what to do with it, where to get it. So by the time Investigator Dickey got it, it was probably a few weeks. And then, of course, we can't just come see you. We have to coordinate it. So it's one thing after another.
Yeah, I know.
But we're here now. And that's probably going to be it. You buried him kind of far from the house, but on the same side of the street.
Yes.
You can grab a seat. They said that you can mail it out, but it has to go through your attorney. It's policy that they can't get involved with somebody's mail.
Okay.
And I'm sure ours is the same too. But so just ask to speak to have your attorney come visit you, and then let them know you wanna send that out. So I guess the only thing I have is to tell you when you're ready to. I mean, if you get to a point, you go back to your cell tonight, and you feel that you want to take us out to where it's at and show us. I think we could probably make that happen. But it's probably just going to be one trip. I'm not going to be able to take you out and then bring you back and then, oh wait, I don't know where it's at. Maybe, or this is too difficult. Maybe another time. I'd be willing to tell my boss one shot, and he gets one shot. And if you show us and it works, and then we'll kind of go from there. And I'll see what I can do to get you the information you're looking for. I can see what I can do to make things easier on you, whatever it is. I can't give you money, obviously.
I don't need money. I don't want money.
Well, yeah. So, I wanted to leave you with that thought that when it comes to a point when you are, but I'm gonna move on to doing some other investigations now. And that's kind of where we're at.
How do we know if you make it to Florida? We say he wants to come talk to us. How do we know Florida's gonna let you come out?
Yeah, what happens if they don't let you go?
They say no. He's got all these court cases. He's got things he needs to deal with here. They're not just going to say, go ahead and go and come on back whenever you want.
You got Judge Power.
Judge Palmer?
No, Judge Power.
Oh.
I don't know. You're putting a lot of faith in the fact that things might go that way, and
that's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some risks there because I don't know. They might not. And they might say, yeah, you can have them for 24 hours or 48 hours, but you bring them back.
But again, they'll say, how do we know this is even true? And we're going to say, we have no proof.
It's true. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go.
You all right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to grab the other side. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Okay, just grab a seat, and I'm gonna go grab your security, your transport unit.
Okay. Is that the paperwork on my sister? That's it?
That's not everything. No.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a lot of summary stuff. But see how old this paper is?
Yeah.
Even smells old. Like old paper.
I know.
But no, this is not everything. But this is it's the summary stuff. If I had to come in with everything, I'd come in with like 5 boxes.
There's a guy who writes me. He's a journalist. A journalist.
A journalist, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, or the one that's on the.
No, another one. I got about 5 guys who write me. Okay, one from Cedro Woolley, Washington.
Okay.
That motherfucker writes me like on a kindergarten paper. You know the brown paper with blue lines on it? The kindergarten paper.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Mr. Martinez.
Okay.
Come on out, Mr. Martinez.
minutes.